Welcome in, everybody, to Diddy or Didn't He with me, Pugs Moran, here every night of the Sean Diddy trial. Sean Diddy Combs trial. His name ain't Diddy. I should know this by now. Guys, I'm tired. We've been doing this now, the Diddy trial coverage for how many days? I'm not even sure. It's deliberation time, folks. Deliberation time. And we got the most amazing tease this afternoon. There was 90 seconds of 90 minutes of just absolute what's going on? Did they reach a verdict? Oh, we're so excited. Here's what's going on. All right. Day 2 of jury deliberations of the Sean Diddy Combs trial. This is not going to be another long episode. It'll probably be quick because there's not a whole lot to report, but I will try and get you all caught up on what happened today in the courtroom. Okay. So first of all, the jury showed up for day 2, 9:00 a.m. They started their deliberating once again. Yesterday, there were a couple of questions regarding one was a question regarding a juror number 25. The jury foreman felt very early on in the deliberations that juror number 25 could not follow Judge Subramanian's instructions, and that was a concern to the foreman. A second note that was sent to the judge yesterday was concerning when you buy drugs, if you ask somebody for, I'll nutshell it for you. Do you have to exchange money for it to be a drug transaction? That was basically it. If Diddy asked somebody for drugs and a person gave him the drugs, it was that kind of question. It was about the legality of how they're supposed to look at these drug situations. But I got bent out of shape on that yesterday because he's not being charged with drug crimes. He's not being charged. He's being charged with 5 counts. Most of them are sex trafficking. There's a big RICO charge there at the top in count 1, but then the rest are all essentially just sex trafficking charges. So wasn't really sure why they were interested in, is this a drug deal if there's no money exchanged, or if somebody says, I want you to give me some drugs, and then that person gives them drugs. So that was the questions that the jury had yesterday. I didn't know what that would mean for today. They've got questions very early on. They don't seem to have questions that have anything to do with what I think I would be wondering and asking about. So it was strange. It was a strange first day. Well, today got even stranger. As I said, they showed up about 9:00. They went straight into deliberations. And about 2 hours ago, as we record this now at 5:30 Eastern time, 5:30. Court has been dismissed for the day, but about 90 minutes ago, we got breaking news all over the alerts for those of us who are following the Diddy trial, and that they had reached a decision. I was shocked. I mean, I wasn't shocked. I was shocked because it's in the beginning, if you've been following along, when this went to the jury, I predicted this is going to come back in an hour, right? I thought it was that much of a slam dunk acquittal for Diddy Combs in the defense. I thought the prosecution did a terrible job. Then those questions yesterday had me going, what is this jury doing? So I didn't know what to expect today. I'm wondering about this juror number 25. Is this juror number 25 going to hamstring these guys? How badly does the jury want to be done before the 4th of July weekend is another major thing that we need. Boy, how'd you like to be Sean Diddy? Right? How'd you like to be Diddy? He's sitting there. His life is hanging in the balance of a bunch of people who just want to speed this up so we can go jet ski. Can we speed this up? Can we just put him in prison forever so that we can, watch some fireworks with the family? That's got to be a weird position for him to be in. By the way, there were some great descriptions of Diddy. I'll read some of them to you later here in the broadcast. But first, let me tell you the big breaking news. So about 2 hours ago now, the jury sent a note to the judge saying that they had reached partial verdict. A partial verdict, the jury was saying. They said that they have come to a consensus. They've come to verdicts on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5. It is count 1 that they don't believe that they're going to be able to come to a decision on. Count 1 is the RICO charge. It's the racketeering conspiracy charge, which, I'd say it's a big one, but the other ones are all sex trafficking. So they're all, They've reached verdicts on 4 charges of sex trafficking against Sean Diddy Combs. They just can't come to an agreement on the first one. And guys, I got to be honest with you. I think that means he's guilty. I think they're going to make him guilty. Man, in the sex trafficking charge, they have mandatory minimums. They're all 15-year mandatory minimums. So if he gets convicted, they have reached a decision on count 2, count 3, count 4, and count 5. Those are all transportation for the intent for prostitution, transportation for prostitution with coercion, transportation to engage in. I mean, it seems like they're the same charge, but there's just a little something different about all of them. But make no mistake, they all carry 15-year mandatory minimums. And they've come to a decision on those. So what's going to happen now? I want to, here's a little give and take between Judge Agnifilo when he received this note speaking to the attorneys involved here, defense and prosecution. Judge says, so the defense would have no objection, so this is a conversation that took place between, actually, I don't even need to do this. This is just, I don't know. I took so many stupid notes and there's really nothing worth. The judge had a conversation that I thought was kind of interesting with the attorneys about making the jurors work on July 3rd. See, there is no court on July 4th. That's Friday. But July 3rd, the judge was hoping, they'd either have a verdict or he would give them July 3rd off. Okay? So if there was no verdict from the jury by the end of court on Wednesday, July 2nd, the judge's plan was to give the jury a long weekend. Just take the 3rd, Thursday, Friday, the weekend, come back Monday, and let's get a decision, right? That was the judge's plan. That's not the plan anymore. The judge is now saying you guys are going to work the 3rd. And he floated it with the defense and he floated it with the prosecution. No objections. So now if the jury doesn't come to a decision tomorrow, they've got to work the 3rd. They knew they had believed that they weren't going to have to work the 3rd, but I think the judge is a little bit pissed. I think this is the judge I think this is Supermanian going, all right, assholes, look, you're a jury. Would you just figure this out? It's going to make them work on the 3rd. So what does this mean? What does it mean that they've reached a verdict on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, but not count 1? Count 1, if they can't come to a decision on count 1, right? Because they've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do you just throw the whole game? No, you don't just. So if count 1, let me read this. I wrote it down the way it was said. If count 1 is a mistrial, counts 2 through 5 would be read. The prosecution then would get the opportunity to decide whether or not to bring the RICO charges of count 1 again in another trial. So it looks like we, at the very least, have a decision. Worst case scenario, they've agreed on 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just because they can't agree to a decision on 1, I guess that doesn't mean the 2, 3, 4, and 5 don't get, convictions. I'm not sure. Counts 2 through 5, as I said, have mandatory minimums of 15 years. Diddy, as a number of people have described over the last couple of hours, is looking like he is shitting his pants. It's been described. Diddy is wearing all white today, and everyone on his defense team is wearing straight black. They think it was done on purpose to do this, black and white kind of thing. And they're saying that Diddy is all white, surrounded by a sea of black. He's apparently got his head in his lap. Apparently he is very nervous, as I think he should be. As I just said, it sounds like they are going to convict him on 2, 3, 4, and 5. And because why would they be concerned if it's a criminal organization or not? Like, if he wasn't convicted on 2, 3, 4, and 5, if they're like, yeah, then they're like, there's no criminal organization because 2, 3, 4, and 5, he's not guilty of. So obviously there's no racketeering if he's not guilty of any of the things that he was accused of racketeering with. So the fact that count 1 is still a problem, that they can't come to, that suggests to me that 2, 3, 4, and 5, they're going to convict him, which I am shocked by. which I am shocked by. I'm not a lawyer. I don't, I'm an old timey talk show host. I'm a former shock jock from the 90s. I don't know the law, but man, I'm fascinated by this case. So we'll be back tomorrow. I mean, that's it. The judge sent the jury home. They said, come back tomorrow. So day 3 of deliberations. Once again, we go into tomorrow with a decision made in the minds of the jury on 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are all sex trafficking charges. Count 1. I got to think about this. I probably shouldn't have recorded this as soon. I probably should have just, let this stuff marinate and then come up with more opinions. But I'm stunned. I am absolutely stunned. Any of you have been listening to me do this, all that you know that I thought it was a slam dunk. I thought it was over. I thought the prosecution overcharged. I thought they didn't prove anything. I think it's the video. I think that a human being, when faced with the reality of, here's a video of this man beating the shit out of this little girl. We can't charge him for that because you see the statute of limitations has run out, right? This is what the jury's thinking. And then there's all these other things that we're going to get him on. And the jury is like, yeah. I don't care about all that other stuff. I'm going to convict him anyway because I saw the way he beat the shit out of this girl. I think that might be happening. And now I'm starting to understand why the defense didn't want the video to be entered into evidence, because it is incredibly prejudiced. I mean, I have a difficult time seeing that video and then looking at him and going, yeah, but we don't have enough to get you. We don't have enough to get you because you're not being charged with that. And that's the reason there are no state charges. I mean, there's a number of reasons why this went federal. I think the primary is because Maureen Comey wanted to, run for governor or something. She's trying to get a big high-profile celebrity case under her belt. Trying to live down being James Comey's daughter, I guess, right? She's like, I need something of my own. I need to not be James Comey's daughter anymore. I need to be the woman who convicted Diddy. And I'm telling you, that went to shit. At least I thought. I don't know. She might be pulling out a win here. All right. That's going to do it. I know, folks. I'm sorry. Short ones. Diddy or didn't he? Day 2 of deliberations. We will be back for a day 3. I think we're going to have a decision tomorrow. So that's something to look forward to. Can I ask you to like, follow, subscribe, all of that? If you're watching this on YouTube or any other place, or Radio Misfits or anything like that, like, follow, subscribe. That's what all the kids say. That's how we're supposed to do it. So help us out if you can. And also check out my daily talk show every day, Monday through Friday, Pugs Moran, The Rant with Pugs Moran. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Radio Misfits. If you poke around enough, you probably find me somewhere on there. I'll see you tomorrow. My God, this has been a long one, right? I mean, 7 weeks. Look at us. All right. Love you guys. See you back here tomorrow for more Diddy or Didn't He with me, Pugs Moran, where Radio Misfits.